Hi, welcome to Ed Paris TV. So now we're going to talk about minimizing the gap between punches for more punching efficiency. Now, why is it that I'm talking so much about the punches? Well, in my experience as both a bouncer for 20 years and a vigilante, so to speak, on the streets, 90% of disputes were settled with a good punch. So that's why I'm talking about it so much, and there'll be other segments talking about other aspects, but this is very important. So the punch that I was talking to you about before in previous videos that Jack Dempsey had even discovered on his own is something that's commonly taught. However, the people that are teaching it, a lot of them are not paying close attention to the detail of one thing in particular. Most of them seem to, the people teaching this punch seem to have the idea of the elbow tucked in pretty cool, pretty downright, and that the three knuckles are the ones that are doing the damage. The idea of using the same line of attack, most people who are teaching this are getting that portion of it. But the one thing that I'm seeing a lot of people are missing is the gap in between punches, because that gap is so important to cover and to own that space. So if you give up that space, somebody who's really good at bobbing and weaving is going to be able to get away from you. And you don't want anybody to get away from you once you make contact with them. You want to maintain contact and continue down that line of attack until the person is completely out of it. So to learn how to maintain contact and always replace the hands efficiently and effectively, this is a particular drill that can help you clean up your bad habits. It's something you can do on your own using, I'm going to use the focus mitt, but you could use a phone book, you could use anything that is a pretty solid object that you can put on a wall so that you can teach yourself to minimize the gap between punches. So here it goes. I'm going to show you. If the gap is too big, this is going to slip down the wall and fall to the floor. So you need to own that space. And to own that space, you need to replace the hand at the last second. Now watch carefully how I do it. So you see, if there's a gap, I'm going to slow it down. Now, there was a tiny gap there and it slipped down about 1 inch. But the idea is to keep it from moving. So between my right and my left, there was a small gap that allowed it to move. But if the gap's big, look what happens. It falls to the floor. The minute it falls to the floor, it's telling you that you need to minimize that gap, you know, and then even more so when you get into the stages where the thing is barely sliding, even then you can keep working on it until it's really not sliding at all. So that's very important, because if you own that space, the person can't refill it. That void won't be there. And some people will say, well, if you leave your arm out there until the other one replaces it, somebody might grab your arm. Well, let them try, because the minute they grab the arm, you should clock them with the next one, because most of the locks are applied with 2 hands. So when people use 2 hands, you still have that free one, and you could let it go. So when you train to replace the hand instantly, then the minute somebody grabs your hand, you knock them with the next one. So this is a really good drill to clean up any of the bad habits that have to do with that gap of space in between you and your opponent. Once you occupy it with one punch, you want to own that space and follow up with the next one without a gap. And this drill will help to minimize the gap. So I'll do it again. And then shifting. You can do it with shifting. And we'll get more into how the shifting works in later videos. All right? But for now, that'll cover the basic idea of minimizing the gap so your punches can be more efficient. So until next time, talk to you later. Have a good one. And please like and subscribe. Ed Paris TV. Peace.